like if you found the video valuable. The old boarding house on the edge of town had always been a place people whispered about but never really explained. The second floor, in particular, was avoided at all costs. No one rented the corner room, room 6. The landlady never said why, only that it was under renovation. Yet the lock was never broken, the door never repainted, and the faint smell of mildew and candle wax always seeped through the cracks. When Priya, a young graduate student struggling to find cheap rent, arrived at the boarding house, she didn't care about rumors. She needed a place to live, and the landlady offered her a huge discount if she took the corner room. "It's not for everyone," the landlady muttered. "But if you can manage, it's yours." Priya shrugged. She had survived worse apartments. A little creak and mold wouldn't scare her. She signed the lease and carried her bags upstairs. Room 6 was dimly lit, the curtains heavy and moth-eaten. The wallpaper peeled in long strips, revealing dark stains beneath. Yet what unsettled her most wasn't the decay, it was the strange sensation of being watched. That first night, she lay on the bed scrolling through her phone when she noticed movement in the far corner. At first, she thought it was her eyes playing tricks in the gloom, but the shadow didn't vanish. It thickened, curling upward, almost like smoke. Her phone flickered, then went black. The air grew colder. A whisper slithered across the room. "You shouldn't have come here." Priya's chest tightened. She scrambled for the lamp, but when the light flicked on, the shadow was gone. The corner was just empty. The next morning, she laughed it off as exhaustion. But every night after, the shadows returned. They didn't just stay in the corner anymore, they stretched across the walls, moving like living things. She began to hear faint footsteps in the hallway when no one was around. Sometimes her door rattled as though someone pressed their face against it from outside. By the fourth night, Priya was ready to leave. She had her bags packed, but as she reached for the doorknob, the lights in her room cut out. In the pitch dark, whispers filled the air. Stay with us." Her phone flashlight barely cut through the blackness, but what it revealed froze her blood. The peeling wallpaper had curled back further, revealing not plaster, but handprints, thousands of them, blackened, pressed into the wall. Some were small like children's, others impossibly large, and from each shadowed corner, faces began to emerge. Hollow-eyed, pale, and watching. Terrified, Priya ran to the door, fumbling with the knob. It wouldn't turn. The whispers grew louder, pressing against her skull. Then, just as suddenly, silence. The knob loosened. The door opened. The landlady stood outside, her eyes unreadable. "I told you it's not for everyone." Priya stumbled out, gasping for air. "What's in there? What is that room?" The landlady only sighed. "Shadows remember. That room keeps them. Everyone who's stayed there leaves a part of themselves behind. Some never leave at all." Priya didn't wait for more explanation. She left the house that very night, never returning. But room 6 remained. The curtains still drawn, the air still heavy. Waiting. Always waiting. And if you ever find yourself standing outside that door, don't listen too closely. Because if you do, you might hear your own name whispered back.